Do you want a real, honest, and flexible career that you can do from home? This is not another direct sales gig or one of those fake get-rich-quick schemes, but a real, professional, and flexible way to earn a legitimate 5 to 6 figure income around your lifestyle. What I'm talking about here is bookkeeping. And yes, you heard that right, bookkeeping. This position has been around for over a century and has been an upstanding and honest career path within the financial industry. A bookkeeper is the backbone to any business and the right hand to a CPA or EA. Traditionally, this position has been in an office setting or placed within an accounting firm. But with today's technology and cloud-based programs, bookkeeping is now available and trusted to be done anywhere. This is why I've released my Home Bookkeeper Masterclass. This class gives you all the knowledge and insight on how to launch your very own home bookkeeping business and goes along with the #1 accounting program in the nation. You'll also receive a business resource guide on my favorite bookkeeping aids and how to use them, and a Pro Advisor study guide to help you pass the free, yes, I said free, online certification with the same accounting program that I use at my bookkeeping firm, EDJ Consulting. Head over to the resources page at emmadon.com to enroll in the Home Bookkeeper Masterclass today. Hey, wine moms, and thank you for listening to this MW Network and Emmadon production. Now available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, themommywines.com, and wherever else you get your favorite podcasts. For exclusive content and early access, make sure to tune in on Patreon.
Hi, Emma.
Hi, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
Good. Thank you for being my guest today.
Of course. I'm so excited. This will be fun.
Yeah, so I was trying to find our messages back and forth, but I can't find them. So I am just going off of... Did you lose them too?
I think that we were only commenting on like your post or something.
Oh, okay. Because I feel like people have lost my messages and I've been losing people's messages. I feel like Instagram is like moving all my DMs around. Everything's just going crazy, but it's okay. It's 2020.
Yes.
But I am looking at our event details, and you have a mini course coming up called Mission Driven Money.
I do.
I am excited to hear about that.
Okay, awesome.
Pretty much anything else. This is very chit-chatty. It's not like super interviewy or anything. So it's just really casual.
Perfect. That sounds great.
And my dog is here.
I'm an open book, so okay.
You might hear my dog in the background, or at least her collar gems.
Mine as well. They're not in my office, and they went to the dog park, so hopefully they'll be pretty quiet. But if they bark, I'm sorry.
I know. I've had my dog Zeppelin for a month now, and now that we're doing all of these recordings at home and remote, she has made appearances in a couple of my recent episodes. So she's just a new member of the Mommy Wines gang.
That is awesome. I love that, Emma.
Hey, wine moms, let's shed those pesky COVID-19 pounds together, and let's get active again. Summer is just around the corner, and the weather is heating up. There is no better place to be for you or your health than outside in the sun and fresh air. So let's tackle the trails in a pair of Zaya Active joggers or shorts. Let's lounge by the pool in the new Mix and Match swimwear, or hit the gym in a sweat-wicking compression fast-drying pair of no-fuss light and tights. Whatever your activity may be, let's do it with Zaya Active. You can do so by visiting myzaya.com/Emmadon. That's myzaya.com/Emmadon. So yeah, tell me a little bit about your course. I'm super excited to hear about it.
Okay, so we are really excited to launch this too. And I say we because I am a life coach for entrepreneurs and I partner in my business with my mom. So it's really fun that it's not just me, but my mom and I get to
Cute.
do everything together. Yeah, it's really awesome. Not only do we drink wine together, we do life and business together, and that's super fun too.
That is super fun.
Yeah, it's great. So we have a course coming out. It's a mini course, 3 days long, for 1 hour a day for 3 days, and it's called Mission Driven Money. And this is for the entrepreneur who wants to ditch the hustle and the soul crushing self sabotage and instead build a profit plan that will really allow us to build consistent 5 figure paydays in a soulful, aligned, intuitive way with strategy to back it up that works.
Oh my God. Okay, that's me.
Awesome. I
You're
love that. Yeah,
you're
we're
speaking
super,
to my
super
soul right
excited.
now.
We are really pumped about it. We're going to be teaching some really awesome things like how to we're going to start it off with how do we connect with our worth as humans and as women and as entrepreneurs to use our worthiness as a foundation to build sustainable, scalable success instead of thinking like, well, once I finally make $10,000 in a month, then I'll be worthy of having a 6 figure business. We're like, no, it's actually the other way around. We get to connect with ourselves and our worth in this amazing way to see like that's why we get to build the business that we want and scale it in the way that we want because we're already powerful, amazing, badass women.
Awesome.
And then we're going to look at, okay, so once we've done that work, now how do we create this profit plan that will work instead of just throwing spaghetti at the wall and like, okay, maybe I'll try this, or here's what I read in this book, or my friend is doing this, and create a plan that follows kind of a framework so that you have a roadmap, but also it intuitively works for you. And then we're going to look at and how do we actually convert paying clients. So it's great if you have a lot of fans, but how do you turn those fans into hot leads and then convert them into your biggest fan, which is that they become paying clients.
See, okay, I might have to partner up with you because I am an entrepreneur myself. I have a few different businesses, one including this podcast, but I run a business financial services firm, and I'm about to launch my very first e-commerce store. Yes, it's like puppy supplies, like dog stuff. So
oh yes,
so fun.
I would be your first customer. I cannot wait.
Yes. So I'm super excited about that, and I'm somebody who just I can't sit still. In this quarantine is literally making me lose my mind. So and like that's kind of what I do. I'm like, oh, I'm bored. Let me just start another business. And
I love it.
So yeah, I might need to talk to you outside of the podcast because my bookkeeping business and like the financial stuff would be great, and my fetching Barker stuff, that would be fun because
oh my gosh, yeah,
I feel like the finance part of me is like my like one side of my brain because I'm a very financial logical person, and then the puppy stuff is like this is just fun.
That I totally understand. And that probably is what makes you such a successful entrepreneur is you actually get to tap into both. I mean, it's great when we have Zone of Geniuses and you get to play in both spheres, which is so cool.
Yes. And I do have a mission with the Fetching Barker, and a portion of the proceeds of like every sale go to like planet conservation efforts. So because
awesome.
Puppies love the planet, they need to run around and be puppies. So
yeah, my dogs just went to the dog park today and they were pumped about it.
Now, one thing I am super jealous is, are you currently living in Green Bay, Wisconsin?
I am.
Oh my God. I'm a huge Packers fan from Ohio. And I saw that on your profile and I'm like, okay, she's coming on the show. Because I am stuck in Utah right now. I'm originally from Cleveland, but I saw that and I am like, oh my God, I'm so jealous. And I'm probably
have you ever been to a Packer game?
No.
They're really fun. Even it's just fun to be in the city on game day. And I am not a diehard, like I live and breathe and sleep for the Packers. You're kind of just like a fan by us. Like you don't have a choice about being a fan. It's like on your birth certificate, like, and you're a Packer fan. But it is really, really fun to be in the community on game day because the energy is just so exciting. I've been to some games in other cities and the energy is not the same.
Oh my gosh. Me being from Cleveland, I went tailgating for a Browns game one time. And I was there maybe 2.5 hours. And I'm like, okay, I'm kind of bored. Can I just go? Because I used to go to Notre Dame games because I also like college football. I like college football a little bit more. And that was all weekend fun. It was like you drive up, fun, you're excited, you go, and it's just a blast. But like going to a Browns game in Cleveland is like snore.
Oh, yeah, we went to it was even the home opener of Minnesota's new stadium, so it was a couple years ago. And so obviously like right around the stadium it was really excited, but even just in the surrounding neighborhood blocks, it was like a snooze fest. And we were like, what is going on? Like, why? This is like their big opening of their new stadium, and just it was so bizarre. I felt like an alternate universe.
Well, I have been hunting for the cutest doggy sports supplies because I have like a fan shop page on the website. So I'll have to send you some Green Bay stuff for your puppies.
That would be awesome.
Hey, wine moms and puppy lovers everywhere. I wanted to let you know that our new store, The Fetching Barker, is now open. Shop the cutest and eco-friendly, natural, and handcrafted dog supplies. The Fetching Barker has everything your pup needs and so much more. From toys to travel essentials, a wide line of CBD and hemp products, snacks and treats to handcrafted accessories. Shop your favorite brands like Pet Head, Becco Pets, Papilla, Peddleton Pet, and more, or find new brands that I am sure you're going to love. Visit thefetchingbarker.com and feel good that a portion of all profits go to support global conservation efforts. I mean, this is the planet our pet loves, right? That's thefetchingbarker.com.
That would be really fun.
So what got you into this female entrepreneur coaching?
Okay, so the journey is obviously long and windy. Once I started coaching, so I think that was like the first part is like just deciding that I'm going to become a coach and all that. But once I actually started coaching, at first I was just like, okay, I'm just going to coach anybody with a pulse. Like anybody who wants to make their life better, like come on over because I've got something for you. And it was so interesting. I came from world of fundraising. And so a lot of the people that I had been in connection with were CEOs and executives and powerful decision makers in my community. And so I thought like, great, I already have built relationships with them. They have the means to invest. They are forward thinking. They're looking to grow their lives. So that's probably where I'll start. And so I had a few sample sessions with people kind of in that wheelhouse, and they were fine. And I was kind of like, oh, like maybe this wasn't what I thought it was going to be like. And then I had some sessions with some women who they all just happened to be women in their 20s and 30s and 40s who were launching businesses or were entrepreneurs. And I like couldn't sleep after those sessions. I was so lit up. And the next day I was like, okay, when are we meeting again? I'm so excited. And that was really early on. Like I wasn't even taking real clients at this point. I was just like kind of understanding how I was going to be a coach. I was going through my training. And I just realized that the people that I was the most lit up and excited around just happened to be female entrepreneurs. And then as I left my corporate job and started a coaching practice that became very successful very fast, I realized like, well, okay, I'm an entrepreneur and I know how to do this and this is working. And so that's where I love to work with female entrepreneurs because we just really connect. And it's not that I won't work with men. It just so happens that I usually work with female entrepreneurs. And it's so fun to me that not only do we get to do the business piece, which we do a lot, but that we just get to do life together and look at, how we do one thing is how we do everything. And so it's really fun to get to support these women holistically in every area of life because I get them and we have so much fun together.
Yeah, it probably helps a lot that you're able to relate and connect and, do all the things because you are somebody of like a similar mindset.
Totally. It was my journey as well. And so I think it just makes it that much easier. I don't think that you have to be a client of your ideal niche to serve them, but it definitely helps.
Oh, for sure. I would only imagine it would, especially when you're trying to like, coach somebody on the way to, for them to get things done. And you'd have to have some kind of relatability.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's just really fun and amazing. And I'm just so personally lit up to watch the women that I'm in community with and that I coach, watch them step into trusting themselves, sometimes for the first time ever, and believing in themselves on such a deep level that isn't dependent on what someone else's view was of them, and then actually go and create results because they can see that they are able to trust themselves and believe in themselves and create from that place. That brings me joy like I can't even describe.
Aww. I love it when people are like passionate about what they do because even though I do like 101 things, I'm like the most like passionate person. And it just like lights me up when I meet like-minded people like you. So
me too. It makes such a difference. Like I love all humans, but if someone's like, if I'm like, how's life? And they're like, fine. And that's like how they want it to be. I'm like, okay, good for you. But like, I'm probably bouncing out of this combo because like, I'm not a match for that.
Moving on. So you mentioned that you work with your mom and I love that. I think that's like the cutest thing ever. But what is it like working with your mom? Like, do you guys ever like disagree on things? Do you guys ever butt heads? Because you've heard the long time, cliche of like, don't mix business with pleasure or like going into business with friends or family. Has there been like any kind of struggles?
Yes. Okay, so here's what I'll say. For the most part, it is amazing and wonderful. And it is one of the things that I am most grateful for in the world. I think that a mother-daughter relationship is one of the most sacred things that there is. And so the fact that I get to expand mine and do business with my mom is like truly one of the things that I am most grateful for in the world. And I would never trade it. And there are some days that both of us are like, I would like to stab you with a fork right now. Like, this is not fun for anybody. Do you know who JP Sears is? He's a comedian who like, have you heard of him?
The red hair, purple shirt?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
I love him. He's hilarious.
He makes like YouTube videos and like he kind of does like parodies on funny spiritual things. And he did one about like how spiritual people fight. And my mom sent it to me and she was like, this is so us. Like our fights are like next level elevated. I'll be like, okay, well, my soul isn't really aligned with this right now. And she's like, yeah, mine isn't either. And so we're like, we're still nice when we fight, but
you're just not lighting my fire. That's hilarious.
Yeah. Like travel is real intense for us. We have totally opposite personalities. We have a lot of similarities and then some really opposite personalities. And I am like militant about time and especially around travel. I get this from my dad for sure. Like I want to be 30 minutes early for the 2-hour early arrival at the airport because I like will feel so good to just like get my Starbucks, do some work, put a Facebook post out. And my mom is like, it is all good. Like when we get there is the perfect time. And so we have just realized like, maybe we shouldn't travel together because we start all of our wars on the airplane.
Oh, no. Oh my gosh. We should do a live together because I would love to see your mother-daughter dynamic. I think that would be hilarious.
That would be so fun. Yeah, our clients love it. We have a lot of fun. My mom is great and awesome. And it's just so fun to watch her personalities because she's just like so composed and amazing. I'm trying to think of like what celebrity she's like such a Jennifer Aniston, you know, like just like composed and together and like always looking beautiful and glamorous and very, very thoughtful and kind. And then I come in like a bull in a china shop. She'll be talking, and I just like, and I'm like, oh, here's what I had to say. And so,
Oh my gosh, that's awesome.
yeah.
So how do you coach? Do you do like in-person meetings? Do you do one-on-one? Is it online?
Great question. I would say like a little bit of all of that. The way that we mostly work with our clients is virtual, but we do also have in-person events. We were supposed to have one this coming week in Austin, Texas, one of our big events, and obviously we're in COVID-19, so it's on virtual. So that's, it's all good. It'll be amazing. But we do some big events in person and some smaller in-person things throughout the year as well. But a majority of it is virtual. And then there's just kind of all different ways someone could work with us. They could be in just like a shorter group program. They can be in what we call, it's called core, and it's our core program. They can be in a mastermind with us so that there's some one-on-one, there's some like small group mastermind. So there's just kind of like a seat on the bus for everyone, depending on what style they like, what their goals are, and it's fun.
Oh, that's awesome. So what are the different roles? Like, what is your role in the coaching biz, and what does your mom do?
Okay, so both of us, we really share all of the coaching. Like the ways that we serve our clients and generate content that we're sharing with our clients, we share pretty evenly, which is awesome because like I said before, we have so much in common and similar, and our beliefs are really rooted in the same container. But then we also bring our own uniqueness to it. So it serves our clients so well to get to play with both of us. So in terms of coaching, creating content, we really share that. And then from there, we definitely have zones of geniuses. Like I love to just be like grassroots, connecting with people and like, hey, I'm going to meet you. Do you want to come to this event we're having? And building up I love to be the grassroots marketer for us. And Lisa does a really great job of Lisa's my mom, of future forecasting, like planning out all the little bitty details of like, okay, well, we have a launch coming up. And so here's the, thousands of emails that not really, but like all the emails we get to get ready. And so she takes care of a lot more back end logistical things that I don't even realize is a thing we get to pay attention to. So we definitely have roles like that we split up because we just know who's going to be good at it and who's not.
See, that is like one of the things, like sometimes I wish I had like a partner in crime, because all of the things that I do, this podcast, my consulting business, I do it all myself. So I'm like, man, It would be cool to have a partner.
It really, really is. I mean, she just is so great at the details, and I'm like, what details? Like, we'll figure it out. And so, and so it is really helpful to have each other in that way. And then the other thing is that I'm, because she's so good at the details, sometimes it could be easy for her to just like stay plugged into the details. And then I'm the one who's like, okay, we've got to like jump and start now to get us moving. And that is also helpful that we have that I'm kind of like our starter sometimes to get us going while she's working on all the details of how it's going to be successful.
Fun.
Yeah.
So with your coaching,
yep.
How does it kind of work? What are some of the things that you help these female entrepreneurs with? Like, are you helping them before business launch, after? Like, are they just getting traction? Are you helping them scale and expand? Like, what kind of goes into the coaching, and what are some people that might, benefit from reaching out to you?
Great question. So it depends on what program they're in, but who we serve the most is kind of 2 to 3 main types of clients. I would say a big portion of who we serve are entrepreneurs who are either just getting started, like they have an idea and they want to get started with support right away, or maybe then they've been doing it for a little bit, but they don't have the traction that they want yet. And so we support these entrepreneurs to go from idea or I've been getting started to start getting into consistent $3, $4, $5, $6,000 of consistent income in those early stages. And then we also have another section of clients that we work with in our mastermind who are already generating, some consistent income that's happening for them. And now we're taking them to six figures and beyond. And then another group who we're working with, they're already making over a quarter million a year. And we're looking to really scale and expand. And so what's really awesome is that we can serve a variety. We can grow with our clients, but there's always a space to run into a wolf pack of sisters who are in a place similar to where they're at in business. And so we really, support our clients to generate the income that they want to generate in their business and bring on new clients. But instead of just being focused on the strategy of like, how do we make money? How do we get clients? We do that by supporting our clients on the patterns that they're operating, on who they're being, on how they get to show up as leaders for themselves and in their life in general. So not only does their business get to go where they want it to go, but their life gets to be how they get there.
New year, new wine. And of course, I'm talking nakedwines.com. If you haven't tasted the delicious, independently crafted wines from boutique winemakers around the world, can you even call yourself a fellow wine mom? Debatable. But don't worry, I got you, girl. Use code MOMMYWINES50 or click the link in the show notes below to receive your first 6 bottles delivered right to your door for only $34.99. That's $34.99 for 6 bottles of wine delivered to your door with code MOMMYWINES50. You're welcome.
Awesome. I love the wolf pack of sisters.
Yeah, I do too.
That is something that I'm going to remember forever. I love that analogy. So do you have, like a style of business that you guys specialize in? Is it like, do you specialize in retail or finance or techie businesses? Do you have a specialty?
Most of our clients are service-based entrepreneurs, so it doesn't really matter what the service is, but we do have some clients who have a product or who have a brick and mortar business, but for the most part, they are service-based. So maybe they're wedding planners or wedding photographers or website developers or coaches or lawyers or chiropractor. They're offering a service more so than just a product.
Oh, hey, I'm a service-based business.
Yeah, you totally are.
Bookkeeping and finances.
Yep.
That's totally service.
Absolutely it is. And it's just so fun right now, it's been amazing. We're in COVID-19 lockdown, that because the majority of our clients have online businesses and they're service-based entrepreneurs, that they can keep growing during this time and don't have to feel the effects as harsh as someone who has really had to close their physical doors down.
And that's something that I really wanted to talk about with you today is for these entrepreneurs and small business owners, and even people who, like me, who have been working on launching a business. What are your kind of thoughts on what's going on right now with COVID?
It is an interesting time, isn't it? It is.
Yeah.
I'll share. So we've been talking a lot about the coaching, and I also am a co-founder of a female forward co-working community in Green Bay. So it's called The Nest, and we are a community for women who want to really band together and link arms and take what seems to be like an underground mission of these powerful, successful entrepreneurs and bring it really mainstream in our community. Like, hey, here we are, here's a stake. And so we just opened up a clubhouse. It's a physical co-working space. And we opened in January. So March was month 3, and then we had to shut our doors down. And so I'm really experiencing it on both sides. Like, one, my online business is rocking and super successful. And then The Nest is, we're like in month 3 and had to shut our doors down. So I can really feel for people at all different experiences. And my statement has just been like, it is interesting. It is interesting.
It is. It's so strange too, because typically, you know, if you go to the doctor and it's during cold and flu season and you're like, you know, I'm achy, I have a fever, my throat hurts, you know, something's wrong with me, fix me. And they come back and you either have something that is treatable or you have a virus, which all you can do is let it run its course. There's not a whole lot you can do except lay on the couch, drink Gatorade, eat soup, and binge watch really trashy reality TV. And, you know, and then in a couple days, you're fine. But it really seems like even though COVID is a virus, it seems like they're really blowing it up. Like businesses are happening to close, even small, like family-owned businesses, where like I'm here in Salt Lake City and there were a couple businesses that remained open because they're like, well, whatever, like it's a virus. What are you going to do about it? Like just get outside. And the exposure is what really, you know, eventually cold and flu season stops because the weather gets nice. People are outside breathing fresh air, whatever. But, you know, law enforcement and the government was like, no, you have to close. Like, we don't care if you willingly want to stay open, but you have to close. So I don't know. I'm one of these people who's kind of afraid because I was planning on launching in less than 30 days.
Okay.
So now I'm really concerned. I'm like, well, maybe I'm like, do I go ahead and launch since people are bored at home and they're just doing a lot of online shopping anyway? Or do I wait and kind of see what happens?
So how I feel about this is just my personal opinion, is that we
love opinions here.
We get what we look for. And everyone is going to have their own experience through this, and that is beautiful. There is no right experience or no wrong experience or good experience or bad experience. For some people, their experience right now is very, very challenging, and my heart is really with them because I've been through some really challenging times too, where circumstances were just not on my team. And for those people, I just want to say, like, if this is really rocking your world, it's okay that you're feeling all the feels, and you don't have to make yourself feel bad or wrong or like, am I a failure? Is this going to work for me? Or maybe some people are really pulling back and thinking what's really best for me, my business right now, is to wait it out. And I just trust anyone's intuition and their own inner compass. And then I also know that some people are like, okay, I am a powerful creator, and so I'm going to create here too. And not to say that someone else isn't, you know, but that's just how they identify with themselves. And they're like, I'm just going to create and look at who can I serve, who has a need, where is a place that I can show up, not to take advantage, but just how can I continue to live the mission that I have and make that difference, and just trust that the people who I'm meant to work with are still looking for me. And just one example of that, I'm getting married next July, so I'm hoping that my plans will not be interrupted, but I'm still full on wedding planning, you know? And so I'm calling vendors and like, hey, can I hire you? I'll pay you right now. Like, how can we get started? And I've been getting pushback from some vendors saying like, well, I'm not really working right now, or I'm not taking new clients on right now. And so I'm guessing that they're feeling like, well, I can't really grow my business during this time, but here I am as a client, like, please, I would love to hire you.
Let me give you my money.
Yeah. And so I just think that any experience is okay, and we're going to get what we look for. So if we're looking for a way for this to really work for us in our business and keep us moving forward, we can find that. And if what we're looking for is a time to just pull back and rest and recalibrate, then we can find an opportunity for that too.
So you all have heard me talk about Real Good Foods before. If you follow me on Instagram, and if you don't, you definitely should, you'll have seen Milo devouring the Real Good Foods pizza. Well, my favorite frozen food company is now launching ice cream. Real good ice cream. No icy or chalky texture like other light ice creams. It's made with fresh milk and cream, giving it that smooth, creamy goodness we all love. On a sweet note, there's only 4 grams of sugar. The new Real Good ice creams are sweetened with allulose, a naturally occurring sweetener found in things like figs and dates. This rare sugar has 1/10 of the calories of typical cane sugars, leaving this guilt-free frozen treat with a low 180 calories per serving. You can find this Real Good ice cream online at Real Good Foods and Vitamin Shop.
See, I feel like, and I've been told this multiple times by multiple different people, is I either need to get a coach or I need to get a partner. Because when you were talking about, oh, just follow your instinct and do what you feel is right, I'm like, but I don't. I have this very strange mind where I'm able to see so many different points of view, and it follows me in like every aspect of my life. So I cannot follow my gut, because I am like, well, I totally understand this side and this totally makes sense to me. Maybe I should wait. Maybe, right now is an uncertain time, and I should be maybe respectful to the people who are out of work and can't buy products right now. But then on another side, I'm like, wait, people are at home. Eventually they're gonna online shop, because I'm a person and I am at home, and that is what I have been doing is online shopping. And I am just waiting the few extra days it takes for things to get to me, because they say retail is therapy, and there's a lot of people who are stressed right now and they're bored, so they're looking for things to do, and shopping is something to do when you're locked out at home.
Totally.
So I am like,
so you're I can
know.
see all the possibilities. This is one of the favorite things that we do with our clients. I mean, we just fully believe that our clients are always the expert on their business and life. And I believe that not just for our clients, but for everyone. As humans, we are our own authority on our business and our life. We just weren't always taught to tap into that inner wisdom. And so rather than telling our clients, okay, here's what to do, we teach our clients how to access their own personal power and their own decision making, so that they can trust themselves to make powerful decisions. Because it works out the best when we trust ourselves. If we're just choosing because someone else said something, but we don't really trust it, or we don't trust ourselves, then it doesn't matter if it's the thing or not, it can be a flop. And so one of my favorite ways to do this, Lisa always teaches this, and so she's in my mind right now, is when we're met with two decisions and it's like I can really see both of them, is to play out the best case scenario for each. And not the worst, where a lot of people want to go to the worst case, to like, okay, so if I waited on my launch, then what's the best case scenario of that? And if I actually went with it and stuck to my plan, what's the best case of that? And then see which best case feels so good to you and that you're most excited about. And that's the one to pick.
Okay, I'm going to do it.
Yes.
The Fetching Barker is coming to you in 30 days.
Woohoo! I love it.
See, because I've already been working on the website. So and it's kind of funny because all of my businesses and all of the things that I do kind of intertwine. So my business firm or practice, I do like logo design and like website design. So for the Fetching Barker and the Mommy Wines podcast, I do all of that. I created both of the websites and all of the things. For the Mommy Wines, I do the bookkeeping, because that's mostly what I do at my practice is bookkeeping and payroll. So like everything kind of like mixes together. But I have had this website done. I have the products and the companies picked out that I want to work with, and it's like ready to go. And I am like, man, I've just been sitting on it.
Then it sounds like it's time. I mean, right. And even earlier you were like, I'm launching this. And then just now you're like, okay, it's coming to you in 30 days. It feels like you really know that it's time.
And it's so fun too.
It is so fun. I
look at products, or like companies will send me emails of like, oh, this is what we have coming. And I'll be like, would that look cute on a dog? It's all stuff that I would use. So it's like all super cute stuff.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait. I love this for my dogs. I am so glad I'm hearing about this.
Oh my gosh. My dog. So I'm going to tell you a little
Okay.
story. My son has been begging for a dog, and he's 3. So I'm like, what do you care? You're 3. You're going to forget about it and move on. Well, he never did. He has been begging me for a dog for months. And I'm like, okay, 2 more years. When you turn 5, you're a little bit more, mature. You can help out with stuff, then we'll consider getting a dog. Because I was like, oh my God, a dog. I have a toddler. I don't need the stress of a dog chewing up his toys, having to take it in and out, all of this stuff. And I was like looking at a dog as like a burden. I was like, it's just going to be a pain in the butt, whatever. Well, he kept talking about dogs. And every time we would watch TV and a dog would come on, he would be like, oh, mommy, look, a cute dog. And I'm like, you are melting my heart, you little turd. So I was like at work one day, and I was covering for this woman's lunch. And I was like, okay, so I'm just going to look at Pet Finder and see, what kind of dogs are around my area. Well, I found this other dog because I was like, well, my kid is small, so maybe I should look for a smaller dog. And I found this dog. It was like a small but sturdy kind of dog. Have no idea what it was. Went to the animal shelter because I do the bookkeeping for a local event center, the Maverick Center here in Salt Lake. So I was up there, and the animal shelter was on the same road as my work. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm just going to swing by, take a look, see if I, maybe connect with any of these dogs, and just kind of like see about it, kind of see how I feel. Well, I go in, and somebody, after they spent like $2,500 at a breeder for this golden doodle, abused and surrendered her to the pound. And I was like, that dog. Like, she looked at me, and like I turned my head and I saw her looking at me, and she just like was like wiggling and shaking her tail, and she was like, oh, I like this person, and she was like so excited. And so I'm like, I go up and I'm like, okay, can I see this brown golden, this brown doodle? And they're like, well, no, she was just surrendered. She's not available for adoption yet. And because I guess they had to go through some kind of like quarantine phase where like a vet checked them out. They made sure she wasn't like aggressive or whatever. And then like they prepared her for adoption. So they told me that I couldn't see her, that she was just surrendered by her owners, and to kind of maybe check back in a couple days. So I was like, okay, well, this is a good sign, because I'm obviously, as a woman, you can't just go into a pound and not leave with a dog. Any woman who's like, oh, can we just go into the pet store and just look at puppies? No,
game. That's how we got our first dog. My boyfriend thought, like, I don't know if he actually thought that's going to happen, but he thought, I was like, oh, I'm clear, like, we're leaving with the dog.
Yeah, like, you can't just go and look at puppies and not come home with one. So I'm like, okay, well, this is perfect. I'm not jumping into anything. If she's still available in a couple days, we'll go see about her. So I call back in a couple days, and they're like, oh, yeah, bring your son, come up. You can visit her and see if she's a good fit and see how she acts around the baby. So I'm like, okay. So I rush down because I live in a suburb. So I rush out of the city, and I come down, I pick my son up, and I go all the way back downtown, and he falls in love with this dog.
Of course.
He loves her. And she is like playing with him, and she's so sweet. And I was like, okay, oh my God. Well, we'll see how much she is. What's, what goes into adopting a dog. Because I've never adopted a dog. I had a Bernese Mountain Dog. And that was it. Like, everybody else has just had, I've just been like given dogs. Like, people are like, take my dog. So I've never really like adopted a dog from like a shelter. So I go up and I'm like, okay, like, what goes into adopting a dog? And they're like, oh, all you have to do is fill out this paperwork. And I'm like, okay, well, when can I come get her? And they're like, you can take her home today, like right now. And I'm like, what? I just give you money and you give me a dog. And yeah, and we left that day. And now they are best friends. She's been with us for about a month, a little bit over a month. And she like plays with him and she like cuddles him and watches over him. And like there's a playground outside of our house. And I'll be like, okay, go watch the baby. And she'll like follow him around the playground. And it is just like, I could not have imagined a better dog.
I love that. What's her name?
Zeppelin, like Led Zeppelin.
So cute. That's awesome.
And I did not name her that. She came with it, but I'm not changing it because it's pretty awesome.
That is so fun. I'm just such a dog. I mean, I'm an animal person, but I am a dog person. And I just went horseback riding for the first time. And now I'm like, can I get a horse? Like,
yes, do it. Horses are the best.
I know. When we live in the suburbs too, and my fiance has chickens and we want goats. So I'm like, we're just going to have a hobby farm. Like, we're going to have to move, have a hobby farm, because I love animals way too much to be stuck in the suburbs.
Oh, no, I think it's Wyoming. I was like, well, that's what Kanye did, but I think his ranch is in Wyoming. So. But same thing,
yeah.
You know, you can have a Kanye farm in Wisconsin.
I'm going to have to, I think. When we went horseback riding, we were in Hawaii, and 2 baby goats that had been born the day before, and they were just cuddling each other. I was like, oh, my heart just melted me right there.
See, have you ever seen, okay, that's my dog right now. She's protecting us because there's a child playing with a ball. That's very scary, you know. But have you ever seen those goats that if you scare them, they pass out?
Yes.
Oh my God. I want one of those so bad.
I know. They're so cute.
And my son will sit on YouTube with his tablet and he will watch like an hour and a half of like fainting goat videos.
I love the screaming goats too.
There's a thing here in Salt Lake City, in a park downtown where people do like goat yoga.
I've heard about that. That would be so fun. I would love that.
I don't think it would be like the most relaxing.
No.
But maybe it's like a little yoga massage.
When I do yoga with my dogs, it's not relaxing
hooves.
at all, but it's fun, and they want to be involved, so it's fine.
So when is your class launching?
Okay, so Mission Driven Money it's live I think it starts May 4th. Yes, Monday, May 4th. So you can sign up now or whenever you hear about this. And then if it's before May 4th, you can get live access. Otherwise, the recordings will be ready. So as soon as you sign up, you'll be able to just jump in with the recordings. And we're super excited. We know that especially during this time, it's just a great way to really serve people and have them see that it is possible to really launch and scale our dreams, even right now, if that's what we're committed to and looking to do.
Awesome. So what are they kind of getting out of the course? Like, what is the course about?
Okay, so it is for the entrepreneur who wants to ditch the hustle and soul-crushing self-sabotage to build a profit plan that yields consistent 5-figure paydays as an entrepreneur. So we're going to walk everyone who participates through with us to first look at how do we connect with our worth, our inner worth, in a way that we can use that as the foundation to build sustainable, scalable success. So instead of thinking like, I've heard this from so many entrepreneurs and I was there myself, well, I have to like hustle and do all of this work to make like my first $10,000 payday. And then once I do that, then finally I'll know that I'm good enough to have this business and to keep going. And we're just like, no, it's actually the other way around. We do the inner work first. And when we do that, it makes it so much easier and faster to create the results we want in our business because we can get out of our own way and stop the sabotage. So that's the first part. Then we're going to get into some more of the tangible businessy pieces where we look at how do we create a profit plan that really supports our dreams. So not just crunching numbers to see like, okay, is this going to pay my bills, but is this going to allow me to have the life that I want to have without throwing spaghetti at the wall to just see, well, okay, I heard about this strategy over here, or I read this book over here. Something that feels really good to us, and also we know we can use a roadmap to make sure it will work. And then lastly, we're going to be talking about how we can convert our raving fans into paying clients. So instead of just having a lot of people who think it's cool what we do, we can actually serve them even more by having them become our clients. So we're going to look at how do we generate consistent hot leads and then turn those leads into paying clients.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Thank you. I hope
it.
you will. It's so awesome. One of the things that we love to do is whenever we launch a mini course, our mini courses go up on our website for $497. So most of our mini courses are $500. But when we launch them, we open up free access to anyone who wants to join us for the live recording. So you can get the full course. These are the recordings we're putting on our website. We just allow anyone who wants to be a fly on the wall to participate for free and get the whole course for free. Yeah.
Ooh, sign me up.
It's awesome.
So what is your website? Where can people find you? Where can people take this
great.
class?
So you can find us on any social media or our website, which is Rise Leadership Circle. So the website's riseleadershipcircle.com, Facebook, Instagram, we're at Rise Leadership Circle. I will give you a bit.ly for this course specifically. So it's bit.ly/mission driven money. And mission driven money, the first letter is capital in each of those words.
Awesome. Yeah, send that to me, and then I'll just leave the link in the show notes below. So if any of you guys are interested in taking the class, definitely check out the show notes.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Emma. I am so grateful.
Thank you for being my guest today. I'm very interested, and hopefully we'll be working together in the future.
And I can't wait to get some of your doggy swag. My dogs will love it.
Yes.
Thanks, Emma.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for coming on.
Are you a fan of the Mommy Wines podcast? Well, of course you are, or you wouldn't be hearing this right now. One of the best ways to support the show you love, besides obviously tuning in every Wine Wednesday for new episodes, is shopping the Mommy Wines merch store on teespring.com. This is where you'll find all of the Mommy Wines branded goodness, mugs to hold your coffee over cardio morning Java, iPhone and Samsung cases, premium ultra soft hoodies perfect for upcoming cooler months, and of course flowy tees and tanks flattering on every mommy out there. Go shop the Mommy Wine storefront on teespring.com and make sure to use code WINEMOM for free shipping. Thank you for listening to this episode of the Mommy Wines podcast. Make sure to leave a rating and review. To support the show you love, check out the exclusive branded merchandise on themommywines.com. For extra sassy, honest, and potentially controversial content, make sure to join me over on the Mommy Wines Patreon. Also, don't forget to check out the other shows on the MW Network. If you love scary stories and true crime, you'll love Tales After Dark. More shows are coming soon, so make sure to stay connected on social at Mommy Wines Podcast. And until next Wine Wednesday, mamas, parent and drink responsibly.